Welcome. Happy Thursday night, everybody. Welcome to TIMBP Live. So good to have you here in the chat, on the replay if you're watching it there. If you're on Twitch, thank you for being here. If you're on YouTube, thank you for being here. It's just nice to have people around. I'll go ahead and get this out of the way. Yes, I did shave down to a mustache last week. No, it is not growing back as fast as I would have liked for it to. That being said, it's getting there. I'm starting slowly but surely. I'm starting to feel more like myself again. But if I can get over the hump of Monday for Halloween, I'll be good. I'll be good. Hanging with Bill. What's going on, Bill? He says, what's crack-a-lackin'? Oh, the Stream Elements bot is here. Hello, bot. What's going on, Darren? Hey, y'all. What's up, buddy? The Embellished Podcast, John Hughes himself says, hey, everyone. Hope you're well. John, the Moose Lounge Podcast. Good to see you, my friend. I don't know if I ever brought this up, but I was actually on an episode of the Moose Lounge Podcast. No, I definitely did. I mentioned it. I think I forgot to mention Whiskey and Whitetails. Sorry, guys. Emily is here. Thank you for being here, Emily. She says, hit like on the way in. Eric Jansen says, let's go. Let's go indeed. Sugar Kitty's here. Says, meow, 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 meow. Meow, Sugar Kitty. Perry Pascal, the Bourbon Lorian. True. Stacy, 4-Leaf Whiskey. What's going on, Stacy? Good to have you in the chat. What was the reason for shaving the beard? It was for Eden's birthday party, because the theme was too groovy. And so it was 70s theme, and so I shaved down to a beautiful little 70s mustache. So I did not lose a bet, though. Monday hump, I ain't touching that joke for nothing. Thank you, Sugar Kitty. Hey, Perry, love you, buddy. Love you too, Swanee. Good to have you in, man. I hope you're well. It's time for you to come back to Lexington for a little while so we can hang out. Hello, Teresa. Teresa Martinez is in the chat. Good to have you around. It's here. The 2XO is here. I'm holding it in my hands, and I can't believe it. I'm so excited to get into this in just a minute. And once I get done with the actual review, we're going to be getting into a little flight as well, where we're comparing it to some other whiskeys. Sugar Kitty. Beautiful. Mwah. Perfect. Teresa says, having some Jack Daniel's triple mash and chicken Alfredo. That sounds like a wonderful Thursday night. And I hope it's treating you as such as well. Loving this pour of Unforgotten. Wish I had that 2XO in my hands, though. Pat, you got a bottle ready for you. You got it ready for you, my man. So open it. Come on. Suspense is killing me. It is time to open it. While I'm opening it, I'll tell you about how you can support the show through the Snuffy Chats, also known as our method of super chatting. You can follow the Stream Elements link in the description. It's also at the top of the YouTube chat. If you're watching on Twitch, you should be able to get to it pretty easily as well. And do all the stuff. Support us on Patreon as well. Patreon.com/MyBourbonPodcast. Mr. Marty himself, Whiskey News. Hey, Perry. Hey, Marty. Hope you're well, man. Good to see you in here. Good to have you in the chat. Without further ado, I think it's time that we dive right in and say, America. Sugar Kitty says, I use Jack Daniel's triple mash for making barbecue sauce. Some in the crock pot, finishing right now. That sounds awesome, Sugar Kitty. Yes, I did go for a little bit of a Perry pour. No, I'm not going to regret it. Nice pop. Thanks, man. Man, 104 proof. The Phoenix Blend is the first release in the ongoing blender series from my new line 2XO 2x Oak. Each release is unique, created by blending select stocks of my finest barrels and crafted using my double barreling process. Each blend is limited, one of a kind, and has its own story. The Phoenix Blend is my re-entry into the world of bourbon. This is just the beginning. Mr. Dixon Dedman, himself. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. This might be the earliest or first review of this bottle so far. Because I have not seen another review anywhere. That could also be just because I'm trying to avoid, or I have been trying to avoid, seeing any reviews because I didn't want to get spoiled or anything. My tongue feel weird. Oh, also, if you do Stream Elements tipping Snuffy Chat, you get your message up here on screen. So it's nice. Anyway. Yeah, I've not seen anybody else do a review of this just yet. So this could be first impressions for the 2XO. Dixon, I'm hoping that you're watching this at some point, whether you're kind of lurking or if you're watching on the replay, listening on the replay. First of all, I am so excited for this. I'm so excited for you. It's so good to see you back in. Nothing on YouTube. Oh, okay. Oh, see, I see what you're saying now. I think you're right. I haven't seen any either, although I have seen some people acquire bottles already. Nothing on YouTube. Johnny Five says, hinging on this review, Perry, have the chance to meet Dixon tomorrow, about 3.5 hours away. Let's hope that it's favorable. But Dixon, anyway, I love you, man, and I'm so excited to get into this. It's nice to have one of the bourbon stewards back in the bourbon making game. So non-age stated, the color is fantastic. It's extremely oily too. Sorry about that. To our health. Now, right off the bat, despite the fact that it is a double oak, I do not find this to be overwhelmingly oaky on the nose. There is a present but not overpowering cherry note with it as well. Kind of like the cherry cream savers that I love. That's kind of hard for me to pull those out right now. Yeah, that oakiness is it's nice and present. It's decadent, but it's not over the top by any means. A little bit of salted caramel, little baking spices as well, but one more big sniff, and then I gotta taste it. I can't wait any longer. Oh, there's a little bit of like clove and freshly cut grass right in there too. The Bourbon Lorien. This is the pour. Whoa. Wow. Hold. We're holding. That's when the finish started. That palate took forever to get through. Wow. How strange. For 104 proof, it has heat. It has quite a bit of heat to it. And it's not bad. It's just what I'm noticing the most right now. Along with that, like, that kind of cherry cream savoriness to it. It's a consistent whiskey. I will say that up front. From nose to palate, it is extremely consistent. And after having a sip, there's a cedar note that starts coming through on the nose as well. A teeny tiny little bit of dark chocolate up front. It starts to roll into those woody notes. There's a burst of citrus midway through. And then it just kind of like lays itself down like it needs a break on the back of your tongue. Like it's exhausted and it just needs a minute to recuperate. And then the finish just ramps up. And that's where some more savory notes start to come through. And it does lean a little bitter. Surprisingly so. Are there any hints of a white hoodie in there? None that I've noticed. But I've also not been fortunate enough to experience a white hoodie phenomenon. Cheech, what's going on, brother? Indeed. Thank you for being here, man. It's good to have you. Steven, did I say hi to you too? I don't think I did. Steven, hi. It's good to have you in here. I am going to reset my palate and I mean, not fully reset, but I'm gonna have a big drink of water. John says, "Listen, I've already spent my bourbon budget for the next 30 days." Sorry, man. Man, it's good. It's really freaking good, yo. I know I would have a little bit of time, or a little bit of a tough time, discerning this between being a double oaked and being a finished bourbon, if that makes sense. Like it reads more like a wine finish at times, because there's a dryness to it and like a plumminess as well. But it's not so dry that I would maybe lean towards it being a wine finished something. It's good. It's good. Technically the same. I mean, yes, technically, but I'm just thinking like a secondary finish or secondary cask that's more of like a wine or something like that, as opposed to it being more oak. Mm. Mm. Drinking water and allowing my palate to reset a little bit. It goes sweeter. And now it's starting to get into the brown sugar, the baking spices. And then I would get confused and think this might have been a Heaven Hill product. I don't know if there's any Heaven Hill in here. Dixon has not disclosed the whiskey that has gone into this. But I would not be surprised. Although I have been wrong on many occasions. Look, man. Dixon knocked it out of the park. Dixon, you knocked it out of the park. And I think everything stands. This is the perfect reintroduction into your being a whiskey maker, man. This is great. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, because this is what I got it for, retail is $85, so $90 after tax. Infinitely more affordable, not infinitely, but so much more affordable than that other brand. Y'all know what I mean. And I think it's probably a little bit more accessible than the other brand as well. But this is going to be such a crowd pleaser. I mean, people are going to find such an attachment to this product, such a desire to be a part of it and engage with it and find ways to elevate it, not only in their drinking experience, but in their drinking experience with other people. This is a sharing bourbon, hands down. Whew, man. Big fan. Big fan. Oh. Okay. I hadn't gotten this until now. And this is a thing that I have always gotten with Kentucky Owl products. Sorry, the product that must not be named. And I was kind of missing it on this, but this was a fresh crack. I opened this in front of you all. You saw me. I poured it for the first time. I tried it for the first time here on the stream. And I was missing that toasted marshmallow note that I always got with the products that must not be named. And now that it's had a little bit of time to open, it is present and special and account. It is what I have been missing since Dixon left Kentucky Owl from that product. And again, it just goes further on to say that this feels like a special LE kind of release. I mean, it is. It is. You know, they've already started working on the next blend. We've seen the TTB label for it. This is encouraging. This is extremely encouraging. And it just goes to show that patience is a virtue. And those who seek patience for noble deeds are often rewarded with patience and victory. Joseph Brazo, what the hell are you all doing here? What are you doing here, Joe? Man, it's good to see you in the chat. Hope you're well, buddy. I guess I'll give this a review down the pipeline. Nose, palate, finish, and price. Each category is out of 5. Final score out of 20. Heck of a way to get into the 5-year anniversary week live stream. I mean, this could be a anniversary live stream. This could be a spooky live stream because it's a product that's been, it's a phoenix. It's a little scary. It's like something coming back from the dead, and there's so many good things to be said about this. If this was a random blend from Heaven Hill, would you like it as much? How much is Dixon affecting the experience? You name Heaven Hill specifically, Joe, and I think that's because you know how much I truly do love Heaven Hill products, and I do love Heaven Hill. But hey, Scott's here. Cheers, Perry. Thanks, man. And Ben DeGagne says toasted marshmallow always gets me thinking Elijah Craig toasted. Yeah, I get that. How much is Dixon affecting this? I would say more than just nominally, because he is actively blending products. He is actively finishing and then tasting products so that he can then create something new with it as well. So I think quite a bit, aside from it not being something he distilled himself, unless it was something that he somehow was able to finagle away from Bardstown Bourbon Company. I think he is very much affecting the overall product here. Chris Tats, what's going on, Chris? Hey there, Bear Bear, and a very good Aussie Friday morning to y'all. Good to see you, man. Hope y'all are well. I miss you guys already. Marshmallow makes me think of Woodford Double Oaked. Stay tuned. We're going to talk about Woodford Double Oaked before too long. But nose, palate, finish, and price. I think the nose is probably the subtlest part of all this. Not bad by any means, but it doesn't jump out at me in the way that the palate does. 2.5 on the nose. Straight down the middle. Inviting, makes you want to find out what's going on with the palate, but not jumping out at you and like smacking you in the face or anything. That palate just goes on for days, man. I mean, it's a solid like 10 seconds before you get to the finish. Todd Ritter, cheers, everyone. What's going on, cuz? I feel that there's always some level of influence when you know what you were drinking. That influence goes away when you do these blind. I'd be interested to see where this fits in a blind flight. I agree with you. I would love to find out how I feel about this blind. I don't disagree with that. But at the same time, I mean, I think that I've spent enough time over the past 5 years to where Even if I do know the people who are making it, I can still remove that from the equation. I mean, I'm fortunate to have Dixon as a very good friend, but I'm not blowing smoke. I wouldn't do that either. Look, if I didn't like this, it would be more beneficial to me to just say this wasn't my favorite, move on from there. But the thing is, I do genuinely like this. And so yeah. The Whiskey Saint, cheers. Cheers to you too, man. Thank you for being the most recent subscriber here on the YouTube page. You can see your name right on my forehead. Right there. You're a Huckleberry. What's up? If you like it, you like it, even if there is some influence. Sure. But that doesn't change. Yeah, exactly. It doesn't change the fact that this is an inherently good whiskey. And I like Dixon's palate. I like what he brings to the table. And I like the whiskey he makes. Or blends. Or whatever you want to call it. However you want to. Oh, is that Darrell? I didn't know that was you, Darrell. Good to see you, man. Good to have you in the chat. Anyway, palette. Really complex. Lasts a 1,000 years. I'm really, really having a great time with this, and I can't wait for other people to try it too. 4 on the palate for me. Finish, that, as I said, that's kind of where these baking spices come in, but not nearly as long as I would like for it to be, but still goes a bit of a way to show that I'm not sure I wasn't subscribed before, so I had hit that once I noticed. Thanks, man. I appreciate you doing that. But the finish does go a long way to expand on what's happening throughout the rest of the bourbon. 3 on the finish. Not my favorite, not my least favorite, but definitely brings more to the table than everything else. Than just, repeating itself. So price, yes, $85. It does start to creep into the premium tier. These are going to be collectible at some point. I'm not saying that means that everybody has to pay through the nose for them. But they are definitely going to be something that people are going to want to have around. They're going to want to hang on to. It's despite the fact that there are cheaper products that are more accessible for a lot of people. I get that. I think that the craft is really evident through this, though. I'm going to have a hard time not picking up a second bottle. I will say that much. At $85, 3.5, 3.5 for me. So 6.5 plus 4, 10.5. Wait, did I do that math right? No, wait, hang on. 4 plus 2, 6.5, and 3. So 9.5. So 13 out of 20. 13 out of 20. I mean, like, that's not necessarily like a screaming endorsement. That does show that I can still take the time to be critical of something like this. And I do like it. I really do like it. In the 13 range, I start to recommend that to people. And I'm recommending this. And I'm giving it, if you've listened to this week's episode or watched it on YouTube yet, you know my new thing that I got going. And it's my You're the Best trophy. 2XO Phoenix. You're the best. Yeah, man. Really, really great pour. It makes me excited to see what comes next as well. Because I know that things are going to change. I know that, every blend is going to be at least slightly different, which I look forward to. I want this to be an evolving product. I don't want it to be stagnant or simple over the course of its life. And it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be when you take somebody like Dixon, who has the palate, who has the know-how, and wants to provide people with 13 out of 20 equals a solid bottle. 100%, Pat. This is a recommend for me. Get it. Buy a couple. One to open, one to keep. Or you can open both of them. Who cares? Do whatever you want to. It's your whiskey. All right. So, Phoenix Blend, 2XO, Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey from Dixon Dedman. Get it. Buy it. Buy more than one. And then tell your friends to do the same. I really can't wait to share this with other people too. I think I'm getting to the point where I really want to start limiting myself to a $100 ceiling on bourbon. Last few months, my pocketbook, has felt the rising prices. Yeah, and to go back to your Huckleberry, all these new blends seem to be in the $80 to $100 these days. And yeah, I agree. That being said, I'm not buying like I used to. But it's still great. It is on the Belcore. Hey, what's going on, Jason? Hey, buddy. Polly Shore, apparently. Good to see you, dude. It's been a minute since we've caught up, and I hope you're doing well. But thanks for hanging in the stream, man. Thanks for being here. So the stream, of course, is not over yet because I figured we'd have a little bit of fun with the 2XO. Putting it up against... yeah, you do have to be more selective. I do not disagree with that at all, Huckleberry. How's the 2XO? I gave it a 13 out of 20. Palate being the highest score with a 4 out of 5. But overall, really good. I think it's a recommend. I know it is. So having a little fun with this, doing a little flight, including a couple of relevant bottles as well. One of which is what everybody considers, maybe the gold, not everybody, but considers the gold standard for double oaked products, Woodford Reserve, double oaked. And looking in my cabinet, I found that I had about a quarter of a bottle of double oaked, which I completely forgot about. But it was a nice little surprise to come across. And just because we just reviewed it this week, the Kentucky Out Takumi edition, figured we'd put up the new dog against the... Ooh, I don't like that metaphor. We're seeing how the X holds up to your new partner. I don't know. Anyway. It just gets more and more interesting the longer it's open. And I'm here for it. I mean, it should be like that. I don't want a bottle to just sit there and not evolve. Which year of the double-double? I think 2019 or 2018. I'd have to go back and look. I genuinely just picked it up and looked at it, saw that it said double-double, and I put it back in the cabinet because it didn't fit with what I was kind of going for with this flight. But this wood, just the regular double oak, was a fresh crack as well. And I thought I had an open bottle, but apparently... Oh, Pat, I've had the old bull. Now I want the young calf. That's certainly one way to phrase it. The mouthfeel is significantly improved after that initial tasting. I mean, it has gotten so much creamier. Again, not that it was ever bad. Now, to compare it to the Woodford Double Oaked, I'm not going to call him Dad even if there is a fire. I'm back. I had to grab a shower. Whiskey time? Whiskey time indeed, Swan. Grab yourself a whiskey. Wow. The Woodford Double Oak shares some of that cherryness with the 2XO. But the 2XO has started to go darker overall. Now, I'm going to keep in mind that these are two products that are approximately 14 proof points away from each other. Woodford, of course, is 90.4, and the 2XO is 104. So, I mean, when I say that the Woodford feels a little bit thin in comparison, I do think it's a proof thing. I don't think that it's necessarily a quality thing. I drank a little bit of the Woodford before I started the stream, and I was really surprised by it. I mean, I had not had it in a very long time, and I'd actually been wanting to come back to it for a little while. And so it just worked at that time. Chris says, I think I have some more double oak pick in my bunker over there. Actually need to get you to catch up with one of my Mafia brothers to get you that bottle of Rabbit Hole pick to you, Barry. Yeah, I'd love that, Chris. I would absolutely love that. Biking Bourbon, what's going on, Biking Bourbon? Says howdy, everyone. Howdy. Does the 2XO say how it is double oaked? Woodford does a Char 1 toasted barrel double oaked, I believe. What about 2XO? I do not know. I know a pretty good way to find out, though. We'll find out. Old Forester 1910 is a double oaked, right? Yes, it is indeed. Clifton's here. Bourbon bites himself. Cheers, all. Cheers to you too, buddy. Is Perry buffering? No, Perry was just sending a text message. What's up to you, Will Henderson? Good to see you, man. Good to have you in the chat. Hope your week's been good. Hope you've had a good Thursday, and I hope it's only gotten better because you're here now. All right. Head to head. It's the 2XO and the Kentucky Altakumi. Yes, I am indeed getting the deets from Dixon. I doubt that he will get back to me before the end of the stream, and I also doubt that he will say exactly what his double barreling process is. But we'll find out. We'll all find out together. Whoa. Man, the 2XO has just gotten richer on the nose. Looks like Perry was playing with his dolls there. Sir, did I walk in on you playing with dolls again? Hey, the Takumi still has a great nose to it. Front end of the palate, really good. Once it starts going into that back end, we talked about it on this week's podcast, that's where things kind of start to fall apart for me. Dixon's double barreling process. You take the liquid from one barrel and fill it into another. I mean, yes, but like exactly what he does with that second barrel. We're never going to find. I mean, we might. Probably not tonight, though. We'll see, though. We'll see. You know, it's funny. These two, DNA-wise, are not completely dissimilar from each other. And have I had any of Brothers of the Leaf yet? I have not yet had any of that, Chris. I'd love to try some, though. But I don't know if it's maybe that, you know, the barrels that went into both of these were essentially picked by the same person just at different times. But then, you know, one of them was made after that person left and the other is a new venture for them. But still reminiscent of what they used to do. So I don't know. I really don't know. But I mean, we reviewed the Takumi edition favorably. I mean, we didn't say it was a bad product. So again, you know, despite the fact that Dixon is my friend, I mean, you know, we can still review a product that used to be. We can still be friends with his ex, I guess. Still talk positively about the things that he left behind. Because I genuinely believe he moved on to greener pastures, you know? Man, that's good. Lil loved the bourbon. I love the rye. And Brian's private Boo Rye bottling of the leftovers of both batches was phenomenal. I truly don't know much about Brothers of the Leaf. So I'd love to find out more and then report back to the class when time is appropriate, or when the time is appropriate, I believe. Oh, Clifton's already pre-gaming. Sorry, I popped that up and then I took it off without thinking about it. Clifton, I keep saying I'm excited for your stream and then I keep not being able to make it. I hope I make it to your stream tonight, man. I'm so sorry. I feel like, and I know that I have extenuating circumstances with a child and whatnot. I always feel bad if I'm like, yeah, I can't wait. And then I'm like, crap. Feels like I lied. Like I let you down. But I can't wait to see how this stream turns out for you. Y'all go watch Clifton's stream tonight too, at 10 o'clock Eastern. It's your Mafia brother Brian Gelfa's label. Didn't know anything about that. When does TIMBP Weekend 2023 planning start? I'm itching over here. Eric and I have already had preliminary discussions. So, I mean, the planning has started technically. We just haven't put anything out about it yet. It'll probably be January when we start to make any kind of announcements. Maybe not even that late. Maybe beginning of December. But we're pretty dang excited. I mean, we've already we got some big hopes, some big aspirations for 2023's meetup weekend. So, you know, I really am happy my beard's growing back quicker. Uh-oh. We got a bot. Do I have any mods in the chat still? Can we take care of Tinder-hot.xyz-best adult dating site, please? It always makes me feel kind of good when we wind up with a bot in the chat. Because it's like, hey, we're gonna attack. Somebody's got something going on that seems. Hey, yeah, where's my Stream Elements bot? Stream Elements bot, what are you doing, man? What is your major malfunction? Yeah, where are my blue wrenches? All right. I got it. They've been blocked. Will, you killing me, man. I was just thinking I needed a best adult dating site. My wife wouldn't approve, though. Mine neither. Which is an okay thing. I love being married. So, take that, Tinder-hot.xyz. Nothing makes you feel more powerful than putting an automated bot in purgatory. I stepped away to Donnie. I stepped away to get a snack, and all hell breaks loose. Donnie. I know again. Yeah. Welcome back, Donnie. Did I know you were in the chat? Stepping away for a moment. Can I feel like the mustache, it's appropriate to say like, hello. My name is Inigo Montoya. You attacked my live stream, chat. Tinder-hot.xyz. Prepare to die. Do you think that somehow the bots are programmed to also like the videos that they're invading? It's like, well, I'm inconveniencing you, but I'm also still trying to help. Like, we don't want to be too big of a dick, but we at least want to, like, you know, get 2XO in a Norland. I don't have a Norland nearby. I will try that though soon. Papa Ritter's here, but he is late. But he's here. Hi, Dad. Good to see you, buddy. Oh, Perry Lil says hi. She is in Rockhampton, 1 hour flight north of home. Should be at the airport around Clifton Stream to fly home. Nice. Hi, Lil. Excuse me. A lot of whiskey tonight. Even though I feel like I haven't had that much. It's just like gone by so quickly. 2XO though. Can't wait for more. Can't wait for more, man. If I had to rank Woodford Double, 3, Kentucky Takumi, 2, 2XO Blend 1. I think that's where I'm sitting. I just think the 2XO is pretty fantastic. Hi, Perry. Had a blast last night. Last night was a lot of fun, Dad. Went over to Mom and Dad's for dinner. Just a good Wednesday night. Chris, I have not gotten the records for Dad just yet. And to be fair, I haven't even opened the George T. Stack. It's been sitting in my bag. Been hiding away. I've been trying to not think about it so that when I do find it, it's a surprise. So, Papa Ritter hasn't missed out on anything because there has been nothing to miss out on. There you go. Yeah. I don't have much else. I didn't think I'd get this far. That's not true. I knew I'd at least get to 50 minutes in. I hoped I would. I don't want to blend these 3 together. I want to drink the 2XO on its own, and then maybe I'll blend the Takumi and the Woodford. There we go. That's something. Certainly smells like something. Maybe we'll let it sit for a second, and I'll drink some more of the 2XO. Bill, you've got a bunch of can koozies for Dad? That's awesome. You gave him a bunch too, right? Little while ago. I think you did. I think it was right around the time too that my mom said she didn't think that Dad needed any more koozies. Here we are. Such a fun little jam right here. So yeah. That's how I keep, that's my standard filler when I don't know what to say or when I'm kind of drawing things out a little bit. Was it last year? Okay. But I just go, so yeah. I'm going to try to find my way around it. But I think that about does it. I don't really know what else to say. Maybe I'll try this blend first before we go. Not maybe, I should. That's not bad. It's like coffee and creamer. I like that. Nice. Yeah, Pat did bring bunch as well. So, yeah. All right. That does it for this week. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to wax poetic a little bit, I guess, about the 2XO from one Dixon Dedman. Again, if you missed earlier in the stream, this is a recommend for me. If you see it, especially at retail, definitely grab one. Follow the show on social media at My Bourbon Pod. Subscribe to the channel if you have not done so yet. Like the video, support the show on Patreon, patreon.com/MyBourbonPodcast for as little as $1 a month. And check out every new episode that comes out every Wednesday on your podcast app of choice, and also right here on YouTube. Thank you all so much. We'll see you real soon. But until then, I'm Perry, and this has been TIMBP Live.